So today is chapter 3, verses 22 to 24. Krishna says, I have done my duties in all the three lokas. I have no duties to perform anymore. Nevertheless, I am here in the human form, trying to set an example, performing my duties. People don't know who I am. They look at me as a human and as a hero. If I don't set a good example, they will also stop performing their duties. Not only that, if I don't do my duties, chaos will reign, destruction will befall. I can't have that happen. So I'm performing my duty. So there are a couple of things that I want to talk about in this. Number one, he's being a good mentor. All mentors must have the respect of their pupils. In order for that to happen, the pupil must put the mentor in a high esteem. How does that happen? Only if the mentor has actually demonstrated and established himself to be the expert. So, first thing, Krishna is making sure that Arjuna remembers he has done so. He is a good mentor in that sense. The second thing that I want to discuss about is the mention of Trilokas. We know Trilokas are Bhuloka, Antaraloka and Brahmaloka. And in a trivial form, people explain, or the scholars explain, the three things to be. Bhuloka is this illusionary world. Antaraloka is where devas live. Brahmaloka is the ultimate state. That's good enough for most of us, and it is good enough for me as well. However, I also wanted to delve a little bit deeper to give an explanation that is suitable for people who don't believe, who do not want to believe in these imaginary worlds that exist. So my research led me to our human brain. They call it a triune brain. Triune, just like Triloka. What are the three levels or three planes? What is the triune of the brain? They divide our brain into three parts: reptilian, mammalian, and cortical or neocortex. The reptilian brain has been there for a long time. Even the dinosaurs had that reptilian brain. The mammalian brain evolved after the dinosaurs became extinct. Even though we still have reptiles, call them cold-blooded for a good reason. The mammalian evolution exists along with it. And then the cortex that allows us to think, which no other living things can do. So that's the most evolved version of the brain. But we have not, we do not have just that evolved version. We have all three levels in our brain. The reptilian brain is the one that controls our day-to-day life. Things in the Bhuloka, for instance, my blood pressure, my sugar control, things that our bodily system regulates, hunger, and so on, and procreation, that kind of thing. The limbic system, which is the mammalian brain, controls the emotions, our anger, aggression, fear, and the pleasures related to procreation, and the emotions surrounding that, the romance, love, and things like that. The other aspect of this is the conscious brain, the thinking brain. That's the final version, final plane. From what is said in these verses, where Krishna says, I have nothing to conquer, I have already done all my duties in all the three lokas, means that he has complete control over all three systems of the brain. And the scientists say that the ideal situation would be to have your conscious brain, the most evolved brain, to control the mammalian and the reptilian brain, and not let the other way around happen. You do not want hunger to spoil your mood and then make you insane in your thoughts. For instance, as an example. Instead, you can actually, like our sages do, you can train that part of the brain to tell the reptilian brain that I'm not hungry. Yeah, I have not eaten for several days, but I'm not hungry. At the minimum, we can at least regulate, using our most evolved part of the brain, how much our moods and our emotions are affected, how much the reptilian part of our brain needs to work. So that's the idea behind the definition of Trilokas. It's, in my opinion, another way of explaining our evolved brain.